Okay, there we go. So tonight is all about from ordinary to extraordinary. Just really just looking back over the last 31 days. Like I can't believe how fast that time flew by. And just really just digging into tonight, just into the maintenance, right? What now is required of each of us to continue the momentum that we've begun. Away. Okay. All right. So from ordinary to extraordinary, that's the journey that each of us decided to take this month. So 31 days ago, you decided you wanted to experience more. You chose to embark on a journey that would challenge your beliefs and way of life. Since that day, each of you have taken steps to move you closer to the life you desire, whether start or expand the business, change your beliefs about money, or take your life into your own hands. You have experienced glimpses of the more. This is how you have moved from ordinary to extraordinary. So these are just 5 things that we're going to go over today. What you must continue to do. Make sure you enrich your mind each day. Focus on your own story. Be the best you, and lessons learned. So what you must continue to do. So you must continue to be on the good foot. So make sure you put your best foot forward every day. In times where it seems like something is going wrong, do not accept that. Immediately reject what it is that is going on around you, because it's some vibration, right, that we have created around us. But just reject it and do your best to speak life into the situation. Like, don't allow the energy of the situation to misalign you and your progress, because we know where the energy flows, the power goes. So if you're in a situation where you're like, this is not right, do your best just to speak life into it. Change your location where you are. Just take a moment to realign yourself. And this is something that is going to be an everyday thing. Some days we know are like super great, everything always goes well. And then we know we have other days where people around us, right, may be the cause of some of our friction and or frustration. But we have to just really go within during those times and focus on what it is that we want. And we really just have to let some things go. Of course, you have to define what those things are, right? So setting those boundaries for yourself moving forward, so that you don't have to accept anything less than what you want. And choose to push your mind, thoughts, and beliefs to higher heights. The how doesn't matter, only the belief that it can be done. So make sure you're also enriching your mind each day. So investing 10 to 15 minutes each day reading material that enriches the mind. So as you all are working on speech and language business, cookies, counseling, whatever it is that you are putting your heart and your soul into, make sure you're enriching your mind around those things. Look for people who are already doing what it is that you want to do. See how they're doing it and see how they're doing it well, and adapt your own style into it. It's not copying somebody if you're just, of course, always give, credit where credit is due. But I mean, I can't help but to say, I love Iyanla, and I kind of look at her stuff every day, but I have my own spin on it, right? She's my inspiration. So really just make sure that you're spending time with people who are your inspiration, just 10 or 15 minutes a day, to make sure that you're using your personal power. And make sure you keep your mind full of these desires, so that when life happens, right, you are already in control and prepared. Some things we can't prepare for, right? We can't necessarily prepare for losing a loved one. We can't prepare for, world disasters. But what we can prepare for is going into each day with the belief that everything's going to work out and that you will always have the strength that you need whenever it is that you need it. Because your mind is a powerful tool that has yet to show you how powerful you really are. This month was really just tapping into just that part, right? Moving past that 10% of our mind is usable. That's just something that they tell us to make us all seem like our minds aren't as powerful as they are. But we now know that we have access to 100% of our minds, and we can use our thoughts and our feelings and our words and our visualizations to bring to us what it is that we want. This is super duper important. Focusing, making sure as you move forward that you focus on your own story. So the only story that matters moving forward is your own and the people you have chosen to be in your life, right? Your partners, your children, those are the people who are in your life. And other than that, like, nothing else really matters, because you don't want to try to convince everyone else around you to live and to, believe and think as you do. Be the model, right? Let them see what it is that you're doing. Let them see the life that you're now experiencing. Let them see the things that you are now able to do that you weren't able to do before. And then allow them to ask, well, what is it that you're doing differently? And then you can get into that, because what will happen is you will start to feel frustrated that everybody else around you, you're like, you're not, all you have to do is just speak it. All you got to do is think it. Everyone has their own spiritual awakening at their own time. So just continue to be supportive of everyone around you. Just continue to be supportive of everyone around you, and just continue to release people, places, or things that are energy vampires. That one friend that always seems to make the same mistake over and over and over again, like releasing that responsibility to save people who don't want to be saved themselves, like really reserving that energy for yourself. Because just, it keeps, when you take part in those things, what you don't realize is that you're also bringing more of that into your life, right? You'll start to see like, oh, why is this showing up? Why is that showing up? Because we're giving energy towards things that no longer need to be. Like, if people don't, like I said, like to save yourself, because I know sometimes it's hard to let go of friends and, even family. But this is the thing. If they want to do something silly, as I like to say, just let them do it. Like, don't waste a text message. Don't waste the breath. Just be like, okay, have fun. And that will take away your responsibility that you have to ensure that they start doing the right thing, because everybody has a choice as to what it is that they do. And then also, like, this includes your family. Like, family isn't a right, family is a privilege. Okay, we know that people always say, well, blood is thicker than water, but if someone in your family isn't giving you that respect, isn't giving you that mutual love and understanding, and your friend that you just met a month ago, 2 months ago, a year, they're the ones who really been helping you and being supportive of you, well, that's family too, right? So family, calling someone family isn't just reserved for people who are biologically related to us. It's that person that you feel like you can call on at any time. So anyone who doesn't meet your standards moving forward, find the power within to release them. And again, just let them be themselves, and you just focus on yourself and those that you're choosing to be in your story. And of course, being the best you, like, choose to show up as a better version of yourself than the day before. So before you go to bed, reflect on your day. What is one thing I could do tomorrow that would make my day better? Like, and knowing that yesterday is yesterday, like really understanding like the past only exists in your mind. I saw a brief Yanla's on TikTok, and that's what she was talking about. The past has already happened. Like, it's not a present moment anymore. It's only up here. So just forgiving yourself each day so that you can start with a clean slate, and just strive to do 1 to 3 things that can move the needle. Like, when some experts say, oh, you need to do 6 different things a day. Like, that's stressful, right? If you get to the point where it feels good to do 6 different things a day, that's going to help you move towards your goal, that's fine. But I think really the aim is doing what feels natural and doing what feels right. So just aim to just 1 to 3 things, as long as it's not nothing. When I say nothing, like, it's good to have a day of rest. When I say strive to do 1 to 3 things, like, it's like making sure you're positive, making sure like at least you read, make sure you enrich your mind, saying positive things about yourself and people around you. Like, that can still move the needle. It doesn't have to be, I got to clean the whole house today, I got to organize all the dressers, I got to go and serve every person that doesn't have something. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. Just being the best you is just striving to always be better, and just always knowing that there is a better version of you, but you don't have to kill yourself to get there. Just each day, just do something for yourself, whether it's just, like I said, that rest, that reading, that meditation time, just doing that, because that helps your mind and that helps continue to align you to what it is that you want. And as I said, like, don't confuse effort with results. I remember the first time I taught, they put me in a classroom by myself with like 20 or 25 kids. It was my first year of teaching, and they were kindergartners. I definitely did not know anything about teaching, and especially kindergartners. And I remember her name was Sarah Jensen, and she said to me, Thaïs, don't confuse effort with results. I had no idea what she was talking about, because at that point, we were working about 9 to 10 hours a day. We were there from like 7 to 5 or 7 to 6. And then I had to go home and do different things. And she was just like, you're doing too much. And now I understand that. Like, we think that the more work that we do, that we're going to have a greater result. No, the more true you are working towards what it is that you want, the greater result that you have. It doesn't matter how much you do or how little. It's about your intention. It's about your mindset. It's about what you believe. That's more important than spending 10 or 12 hours doing something every day. If your best is 30 minutes, it's 30 minutes. Okay, so just making sure that you're being the best you, whatever that brings you, as long as you just focus on being in peace. And lessons learned, like, what lessons has this month taught you? What did you learn about yourself? Are you being the person you want to be? What will be better about next month? So each end of the month, like, set 3 to 5 goals that will help you keep you on top of the mountain, right? Each moment going forward, you have control over in your direct life. You can control only yourself, but you can influence for good the people around you. So taking time, like making sure tomorrow or, sometime over the weekend, just think about those things that you want to achieve, like things that are reasonable. Okay. When I say reasonable, I think it's sometimes a little unreasonable to say, like, every day I'm going to do this for an hour. Every day I'm gonna do this for 2 hours. But what may be more reasonable, I'm going to do this 2 to 3 times a week. So then it can naturally flow within your schedule, because we want to create habits that are long lasting. Because if you start something that you really don't even believe that you can do, you're not going to do it. So just making sure that you're being true to yourself and true to where you are. One of these goals should be a money goal, setting a money goal every month. I think, well, like this month, I wrote that I wanted eight, that I had this number right before I go to bed when my brain's the most active. So I wrote that, this month I wanted to get, this month being September, I said 8,525.23. It's like 85.25.23. That's the number I heard when I went to bed one night. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's what I'm going to strive to get. And make sure you write this number, somewhere where you see it all the time. Like, it's just so important. Like, I know Adia studying for her test. Like, know that you've passed, right? Anything that you are moving forward in this next journey, like, just be true to it. And even if it seems like it's so unattainable, like, who cares? If it takes you longer than what you believe, who cares? Just keep moving forward, because the more that you push through that barrier that it can't happen, the more that you'll see that it can happen. So set those goals for yourself that seem a little crazy. That's what they call like a C-level goal, a goal that you think is it makes you excited and sweat all at the same time. Like, start setting those types of goals for yourself each month or the next 6 months, because today is exactly 4 months until the end of the year. So really just take some time, because this month, September, is like a barrier month, right? Before we move into the holidays and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Happy New Year. Like, really take some time this month to figure out how you want to end this year, because it will be here. This month went like this. I can assure you that September will do the same, especially with the hustle and bustle of work and life and everything else in between. So really just make sure you take time to reflect on the end of every month to make sure that you start the next month on top of the mountain. So, just make sure that you continue to believe, continue to receive, and continue to expect. Like, making sure that you're open to believing that you can achieve your goals, that you can and are capable of manifesting, and being able to receiving gifts from people and not feeling like you automatically have to give them something. Like, being in a place of the receptive mode, as Abraham Hicks calls it, like being able to open your hands and to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel good about it. Because sometimes we feel like, oh, somebody gave me something, I gotta hurry up and give them something back too. Like, no, just receiving compliments. You look nice today. You have on a beautiful shirt. You have a beautiful smile. Just saying thank you. And, continuing to go on and expecting the most important one, being in a space of expectancy, that what it is that you believe in and that you're receiving, like, you're expecting it to come. You expect these things to happen. So staying in alignment that way will also make sure that you stay on top of the mountain.
Can I interrupt you? I feel like you're saying goodbye forever. I don't like the way this is going.
I'm not saying
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying goodbye forever. I mean, but it's coming for an end right now.
I know, but it just feels like it. I'm like, I don't like the way this is going.
Well, it's the end of this chapter. It's the end of this chapter. It's the end of the chapter of the 31 days of money power. There are more things to come, but
I'm sorry, I just had to put that.
I mean, in a sense, it is like goodbye in a way, but it's just a goodbye for now. A goodbye for now. But I'm always here. Always here. You're so funny. Like, it's a goodbye forever. You're so funny. But, well, I guess this is the, sort of goodbye in a sense. But, this has been a powerful month. Continue the journey, and I'm always here for you. And you will receive an email with your certificate of completion and special offer. I said within 1 business day. That just sounded real professional, but you will receive those things tomorrow. so funny, girl. You crack me up. But
No,
yeah,
I'm like, I came in, I'm like, why it sound so dead? I'm like, I don't like this. It sounds like she's saying goodbye forever.
it's not a goodbye forever. It's just a goodbye. It's just a goodbye for right now.
I know.
It's just a goodbye for right now. I mean, we have that September challenge. A lot of people have joined. It's so interesting because I wanted to do a higher manifestation amount, but I had to think, what is a number that people are really comfortable with? And I was like, $1,000. Like, that seems reasonable. I mean, Sidonia got $1,000. I'm not, you got $1,000 last week in one day. So
Yes.
I was like, that seems very feasible. And I know that like people are like $1,000. And so like there will be more. So just, stay tuned. There is more coming. I have a conversation with the sex coach on Friday. That's going to be very interesting to see what she's going to want to talk about in October. So I got lots of good stuff coming, and expansion, because I am going to take these last 5 weeks, and I'm going to turn it to a course called Abundance Unleashed. I said that sounded really good. So that's really it. And just like, I know each of you individually are like working on different things. I am going to do, like, I saw that Toya, I know Sandrika said something about website. So like in a couple of weeks, I'll do something to like go over like how to like set up your email automations, like what website you should use for free to host like your domain and stuff like that, because you can use a lot of money up in the beginning doing all those things when you really don't. You shouldn't have to invest that much. Oh, am I on mute? Oh, I saw the mute in the corner. Okay, I was like, am I talking? I'm talking to myself. But yes, that is the whole shebang. I mean, this has been really a lot of fun, a lot of energetic fun for me. And like, you guys have helped me. So I do appreciate each and every one of you, because I mean, you guys have each come so far. Like, I really I hope you really know, like, when you guys each started, like, it was where you are now is so totally different. Totally different. So would anyone like to reflect on their month?
I would, because I don't know how many of you guys do the one-on-one with her, but I've been doing the one-on-one, and it's only been like a week and a half. And when I say I've been blessed abundantly, like that's why I was late. I got off the phone with my ex's baby mama because he passed away, and I've been helping her go through whatever. And she finally got Social Security like 8 months back. She's like, I feel like I need to bless you. And something said, okay, I'm not going to say no. I said, I'm going to accept it. Thank you.
Dang, girl, yes. I know you really have been on the money train.
I've been getting discounts. I've been approved for this and that. I won 2 contests. I'm like, yeah. So I'm loving this energy that I'm in. And every morning I listen to Reverend Ike or affirmations. And when I come off of work, because I done made that money, I listen to your money playlist and I get hype in the truck.
Good. Yeah, make sure you listen to that. Keep that money playlist. That's actually what's playing now. I got the money playlist playing. Yeah. So that's really all it's about. It's really just keeping your energy high, and moving more towards what it is that you love. Like, no need to be afraid. Like, write your book, make your ebook, make your cookies, pass your tests, help the children speak. And Cedrica, an idea I actually had today about you is you should start making TikToks about kids who are not speaking when they're supposed to speak, like they're not meeting their milestones.
Okay.
Like, that would be a good solution, because there's lots of parents who are like, what do I do if my child's not making this noise by X date?
Okay.
And a lot of people, they would pay for you to, like, even if it's virtual, they'd pay for you to work with their child.
Right. And just to add on to that, thank you. I'm gonna look into doing that. To add on, okay, so when I thought about opening the clinic, it was I guess it was sometime this summer. I just thought, well, I've always thought about it, but when I started to pursue it more, it was this summer. So I talked to a lady. I used to work at her clinic, and she gave me a lot of information, you know, the do's, the don'ts, her successes and failures. And the other therapist that I was talking to, we decided to ask a church that has like an academy if we could come and screen their kids in the academy, just to see if they have speech, and if they do, you know, we could get them for services with us. But we never did it. So yesterday I got a call from my old principal. He doesn't work in the schools anymore. He has opened his own daycare for 2-year-olds, and he has teachers who are teaching 2-year-olds to read, and, you know, just getting them ready for school, and, you know, so they're not behind. And he called me yesterday to see if I could come and screen his whole daycare. And if, you know, if they need speech services after I screen them, then I can come back and evaluate them. And after that, if they qualify, then come back and provide the services for them.
Oh, yay.
Yep. So yes, it has been a great month for me. I was one of the people who really didn't believe in manifestations, and not didn't believe it, but, you know, it just was like, look, I can just pray, and, you know, that should be good enough, you know. But you helped me to just use my brain more, like you were saying, and, you know, focus on the things I want, and just believe more in manifestations and see that it can happen. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, girl. That is so good. You will not be in that classroom much longer. That's all I'm going to say. You will not be going from school to school much longer.
Right.
Because all it takes is one. You know, all it takes is one person. And then, I mean, there's so many other independent schools, I mean, that you could go and, you know, work for, because, you know, a lot of their students need those services, but they don't necessarily hire the, you know, the personnel, because they don't legally have to. So, like, you could be that person. And when I say make that rate, I hope you got a nice, good, and juicy rate for these folks.
Yes, I'm working on it. So I told him I would let him know by Friday the rate and everything.
Yes. As a school psychologist, she charges $1,000 an evaluation. So
really?
Yes, I think you should charge between $300 and $500.
Hey,
it's a medical service that insurance for. So, I mean, that's just something to think about. You know, of course, consult with your people, but you get your money.
Yes, ma'am, will do.
Girl, then you only got to do about 10, 15 kids a month. That's it.
Right.
Yes, you could be somewhere enjoying yourself.
Yes, instead of being in the classroom with all this paper.
But we'll chat.
And it was nice meeting everyone. We're talking every week. It's really been nice.
Oh, good. Hopefully we'll see you in the September challenge.
Yep.
Okay. Miss Sidonia, Miss Pinterest star, please everybody go follow Sidonia on Pinterest, please. She had some lemon bundt cake on there, and I was like, where's the recipe? I was like
I haven't created the recipes yet. Those are those cake box mixes that I put together.
That does not look like the cake box. I remember you told me about that. That did not, but that lemon bundt cake.
It reminds me of, you remember that lady, what was her name? Sandy Semi-Home Bake
Sandra
or something
Lee.
like that.
Oh my
yes,
God.
Sandra.
Maybe that could be your baking niche.
That's what I like doing. Like,
yes.
It's easy, and you can make it look pretty, and no one will know.
Yeah.
So I just thought of that as we were talking.
Oh my gosh, that would be.
That's who I need to be following.
Especially for the holidays, everybody's gonna want to cut as many corners as they want.
Yeah, that one's super easy, and people like it.
Ooh, and
it's like,
Hmm.
You ship?
That particular one I have shipped before. I shipped it down to my therapist who's always pushing me. And I shipped it to her and her husband down in Southern California. She lives, I can't remember exact area, but we got there fine. And then what I do is I don't add the icing to it. I give it to you and you do it and I give you the instructions.
Oh.
And so she said that cake almost cost her a divorce because they were fighting over it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Gosh, Sidonia, do you know that could just be your niche? Like, because there's so many people, makes you think about the help. You remember how she hired the housekeeper and she
To make her chicken.
and all that stuff.
And then she left
yes.
before the guy got home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Think about how many people you could help with the holidays. You know, there's so many people who are moving into terror mode right now because they know their mother-in-law is coming, all these people coming to their house and they don't want such and such talking about their food.
Right.
That's an idea.
Right.
And people would pay the money for the shipping. Like, one thing we know, okay, if somebody will pay for farts in a jar, baby, they will pay you $30. They'll pay you $30 to ship that cake across the country.
Because it would have to go further across the country. It would have to be next day.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, that's
because
like
because I shipped it. I think it was priority, and I think she got it in 2 days, but it was still fine. But I don't bake it until it's time, almost time to ship it.
I would invest in that. I would love to have that cake. So when you get ready to sell them, I'm not gonna say make me one this week, but like I'd probably want one. Like
actually, my first. I mean, I think it's because of trying to manifest more time that my schedule has lightened up, but all my bills are paid.
So you have the time now.
I have time to do stuff I want to do. And my therapist is like, are you bored? I'm like, yes, I'm bored. So I think it's time to start hitting the computer and Canva and all that stuff during this time because like I'm looking at my September calendar and I don't like to say only, I have one order this week. So I really I've gone to the gym twice with my daughter.
Oh, good.
I've done lunch with my daughter. We got free chicken sandwiches yesterday.
Oh.
Like it's stuff like that. Like we've been using the massage chairs at the gym. And it's like, okay, I want a massage now. That full body massage.
Yes.
So yeah. So now it's like because next week is completely open. So you sound like I need to be using my time in front of the computer.
Yes, I mean, think about it. If you did like 10 semi-homemade holiday recipes, people would pay money for that.
Yeah.
And you don't even you can Google the picture. You don't even have to.
That's
you don't even have to be your own. I learned that one.
Buy the what do you call those? You don't even have to buy them though, because they're probably on Canva.
It's save. Unless they got a copyright on it, right click and save.
Right, exactly.
And keep moving, and keep it moving.
Yeah. So that.
Yes, I did say that. Right click and save. I mean, that's when the kids do presentations in school, is right click and save. I mean,
save,
the pictures.
Yeah, it's true. True.
I mean, as long as the person doesn't have their watermark on it, that means it's free to use.
Yeah.
You just don't steal their words,
Oh no, I don't steal. And even if I
I'm just saying that because I'm recording.
But no, I get words because I want to know how to properly write a recipe, but then I ended up changing it and making it my own. Well, so yeah, that's what I like to do, just to see how to properly write it.
Okay, so in school we had to do, they call it a task analysis. So you have to our thing was we had to brush our teeth. You literally write down every single step. I think as you do the recipe, if you just record yourself, really that'll be every step that you do. Just let it be a continuous run. That would be one way, and just to go back and watch it, and then that way you can see what you do. Fold and whip and look at some of those recall those Good Housekeeping books they used to have.
Mhm.
I have some from the 80s. You just use,
Sure.
some of that language because their instructions are only like 4 or 5 steps, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have one. I think it's from the 90s upstairs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, I'm excited for this cookbook, honey. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Let me get it
excited for
together.
this. Sandrika's gonna be the top SLP in the Mid-South.
Yes, yes,
Private. Okay, private. And I know that Shaquana is working on a holistic health for women. So there's a lot of good things that I know is going to come for each of you, before the end of the year. I say the end of the year because like I want you to like put that in the forefront of your mind. Like, yes, next month is September, but like we know how this time flies in the year. Like this is like the fastest time. It seems like spring kind of slowly moves towards summer. The summer is like a blip, and then fall the blip in this winter. So like really like putting yourself where you want to be on December 31st, like you need to start planning for that now. I'm moving towards that now because we don't wait for Happy New Year's. We get started right now. Well, if all hearts and minds are satisfied, as I like to say, again, this has been such a pleasure, such a pleasure. Like I'm always here, I'm always an email or, text away. Like I said, like it really is my goal. I want everyone to really be living the life that they want to live. And like I said, like if I have some information that I can give you that's gonna help you be successful, like I'm gonna give it to you. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you need to, well, I don't have time for this. Like just know, like I said, if it takes me a day or two to get back, that's just because. But I'm gonna make sure that I'm here to continue to help you because again, I appreciate the time that you invested in me. And I know that for each of you, like I'm just really excited because there's so many great seeds that have been planted. And like just know like the fruit is coming. Like that's how I would always say, like envision it like a tree. Like you plant your tree, the fruit takes a little while to show up sometimes, right? If you ever planted a fruit tree, but it's coming. That's what manifestation is. You plant it, you water it with your knowledge and your beliefs and your action, and the fruit is going to come. So do not give up. Do not stop. If you ever feel like stopping, like please let me know, because I'm gonna be like, don't do it. Don't do it. You can cry and go punch a pillow, but you better keep going. Like that's it. You have your moment, you gotta keep going because you're gonna be so happy that you did. And like when you have that moment of like sweet satisfaction, like there's nothing like it in the world. So I want each of you to continue to experience that in your life. And I can't wait to see what each of you does in the next month of September.
The lady that you mentioned earlier about the digital products.
Oh, let me see her name. I'm gonna stop recording.